I'm Mary.
And I'm Katie, and this is The Housewife Did It.
Welcome to another pop culture episode.
Yay! Obviously, obviously a lot more Vanderpump Rules to get into. A little housekeeping to start. We now have merch available. Mary's, if you're on YouTube, Mary's sporting one of them, or a mock-up of it. It's on Bonfire. We will put the link in the show notes, but also it'll be in our bio on Instagram. Reminder, Instagram and YouTube are Housewife Did It Pod. Housewife singular.
Alright, you ready?
Anything of note before? I know Real Housewives is doing another Ultimate Girls Trip with the Roni Legacy ladies. Could do without Kristen Takeman. I don't know in what world she's considered legacy, but whatever. And then they have officially said Sonia and Luann will get their own spinoff called Welcome to Crappy Lake.
Is that supposed to be like Schitt's Creek?
Apparently they're going to be at some like lake in Illinois, and it's supposed to be like a fish out of water experience for them. I think it's going to be fun.
I started Summer House from season 1 so that I can hopefully be ready.
Yeah.
For new season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got.
Alright. So, Vanderpump Rules. New finale aired this week. Something that was fun that was pointed out is that the intro to this episode was the same intro they did on the season opener episode, except instead of Katie and Schwartz discussing their divorce, it was Ariana and Tom discussing Scandal.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, that would have been the big topic of this season. Like, that's it. Would have been Katie and Tom's divorce. And, like, I can't decide if that would have been enough for me. Like, obviously you would have had the Raquel and Schwartz making out drama, and that was, like, something, but I certainly don't know that it would have been enough.
I know. So, it starts with Ariana confirming what Kristen Doty said on her podcast, as far as the account of events go, that Ariana was given Sandoval's phone at his concert at Tom Tom, and that she just had like an instinct to look through his camera roll and found a video of him and Raquel on FaceTime together. She also notes that in the video, Tom is at Schwartz's apartment and that it is from the day before. And Tom, like, for some reason, feels the need to say that normally he would have deleted the video, but he was just so busy and he forgot. And then apparently after, we know that Ariana called Raquel. They talked about it. Raquel was like super evasive and then was like, yeah, we've been having an affair for 7 months. And then apparently there was a call the whole way home from the concert between Ariana, Sheena, Raquel, and Tom. And one of the things that they note about that phone call is that Tom said some really awful things to Sheena, including that they were never friends.
Yeah.
Which really upset her.
Also, in that first conversation, like, he continuously says to Ariana that, like, well, we stopped for a little while. Like, as if, like, good job, buddy. Like, you stopped fucking her for a little bit. And then he also obviously keeps saying, like, I tried to break up with you, but this was the night before. Like,
right.
So, this is obviously, like, active.
So it doesn't matter when you stopped because you were doing it now.
Yeah, you were doing it 7 months ago at least, and you're doing it now. So the in-between is pretty irrelevant.
presumably, like, the next day or, like, within a few days of her finding out, she points out a lot of things that he did wrong that completely differ from what he said on Howie Mandel. So she says that they never went to couples therapy.
Which I think he even kind of, like, confirmed in that episode, right? Like, he didn't say, like, yeah, we did.
Right. She was like, we could have gone to couples therapy to work on this. And he was like, yeah. So, like, he, like, really, like, went hard on that they did go to couples therapy.
That he tried to dump her in couples therapy.
Yes. She also says that boys' night did not just end in a kiss. And that they had sex in Raquel's car that night. Which is the opposite of what he said. And that he never really tried as hard as he said to break up with her. And, like, on the Howie Mandel podcast, he kind of makes it sound like she knew they were broken up and just was, like, pretending they weren't. And, like, what she says is that, like, if you really wanted to break up with me, then, like, you should have moved out. You should have, like, been very clear that we're broken up, and you never were. And she also confirms that she was home the first time him and Raquel hooked up.
Yeah.
And that she had to let him back in to the house because he didn't have a key.
Grossness.
So that's, like, the, like, basis of, like, what happened. Now that we've seen the full episode and gotten the full story from Ariana and her people, not just Sandoval and Howie Mandel. So, on the episode, Sandoval says several things that prove that he, first of all, is absolutely a narcissist. And secondly, that this was a midlife crisis, like 100%. So he says that he wanted to tell Ariana, but that he got the sense she didn't want to know.
She didn't.
Right. She didn't want to know because she didn't want it to be happening.
Yeah.
He also talks about how if she really wanted to know, she should have followed him. When every time he, like, went somewhere, she should have been following him. Then when he's talking about Raquel and their relationship, he's talking about how, like, turning 40 really made him realize that he didn't want to be in a relationship with Ariana anymore, and, like, he kind of, like hints that, like, Raquel just made him feel young, and, like, she was, like, I think she was, like, for him, like, reliving the start of his relationship with Ariana, like, when he was younger.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's just
looking back at the beginning of season 10, I don't get how I didn't see it. Like, he's so thin. He's, like, so into this cover band. Like, how, not the Raquel thing, how didn't we see that? But, like, how did we not see the midlife crisis?
Yeah.
Like, and maybe other people did. I did not, but, like, now I'm like, what? It's right there. It's so,
yeah. They didn't kiss on camera, which people had been saying, like, when they first started re-recording, they were like, they're gonna kiss in the scene, like, go to their apartment or whatever. They didn't, but they accidentally exchanged I love yous.
Yeah. Awful.
And they said that the only reason they weren't kissing on camera is because there were cameras.
Yeah.
Which, like, at that point, baby, you've defeated the purpose.
Yeah. You're also, like, an inch from each other's faces.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't understand, like, and I think we talked about this in the last episode, that, like, he really seems to not understand he's on camera.
Yeah.
And when you're saying, I can't kiss you because there's a camera.
Did you think they were going to cut that out?
Yeah.
No.
Stupid. They're not on your side anymore.
Yeah. No more hero edit for you, baby.
No. So then Sandoval goes on like this apology tour. He goes to Schwartz's apartment, like steps in the door, starts crying about their business. He has a panic attack at Villa Rosa. Somebody said that it looked like he had looked up the symptoms of a panic attack.
Yeah.
I believe I called it a crocodile panic attack.
Yes.
And then he is friend dumped by Sheena and Brock.
Brock doesn't even stay to talk. He's like, I'm gonna let Sheena handle this. Bye.
And I like, when he walked in and Brock was like, I think Brock said like, you have put us in a terrible position, or like something like that. I was like, yes, Brock.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Elle points out that she doesn't think they're going to hell. They're not bad people. She is wearing the same blue dress in her interviews from this episode as she wore in her birthday episode and in the original finale. Some cast members like have pointed out that like what's typical on the show is that their outfits are there, and when they go in to do an interview they change, and that way they're like in the same outfit. But if that is the case, she is the only one who is re-wearing an outfit from an earlier interview. Everyone else's outfits were new.
Yeah. Well, I saw on Sheena's Instagram, like, after reunions and everything, she posted going to pick up all of her clothes, and it was, like, all the outfits from the season. So, I mean, yeah, it's possible that Raquel just really liked that dress, or, like, was like, it's here, I'm just gonna wear this. But it is, yes, strange. And we know that from other seasons. Like, you'll see people in the same outfit but different makeup. Or, like, Stassi's hair has obviously grown since or whatever. But it was weird because everyone else was obviously in, like, brand new outfits. Right. So, I don't know.
Yeah, and if it was all recorded at the same time, then that means the interview where she talks about that these are her forever friends. And that, like, she's finally found her people.
Would be after
Scandal broke. And within the same time period of interview where she's talking about how this is the best sex she's ever had in her life. Yeah. And laughing at the fact that she just lost all her friends.
Yeah.
Her forever friends.
How sad.
Yeah. In the Never Before Seen episode a few episodes back, where Raquel and Sheena were in that like sweat thing, spa, whatever. Sheena asks her like, "Are you still hooking up with that asshole guy?" And she doesn't give a name, and Raquel says like, "Yeah, but all we do is like he eats me out, like that's all we do." And people are thinking she's talking about Sandoval, and that she's kind of like confided in Sheena about their relationship.
Just not said
who he is. Like, there's this asshole guy that I'm hooking up with, but like, and because she says like it's the best sex I've ever had, which she also said in her interview post Sandoval. And people are pointing out that Sandoval has said at times that like that's his favorite thing to do. Right.
And Ariana has said, like, she doesn't like that.
Yeah.
So
people are wondering if she was talking about him with Sheena in that episode, which was, I think that was, like, maybe right after Guys' Night.
Interesting.
As far as the, like, timing of the episode.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah. I was just, like, a little confused because Andy just, like, kept saying, like, get ready for our supersized episode.
Yeah.
And then it was regular size. It was just...
I think it was, like, maybe, like, 5 minutes longer.
Yeah. Well, and I didn't know if he just meant, like, supersized because we got technically 2 finales. Or, like, I did notice, at least on my TV guide, Watch What Happens Live was, like, just a part of Vanderpump Rules. Like, it was not, like, its own separate show. So, like, maybe, but that seems like a trick, Andy. The episode isn't actually longer.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
But...
But yeah, I guess it would make sense if they did make Watch What Happens Live part of that episode, since Ariana was the one on Watch What Happens Live. And so when she was on there, she tells Andy that pretty much everything Sandoval has said about the end of their relationship is false. That there were never any solid attempts at breaking up with her. That, like, they weren't just cohabitating. There was no couples therapy, whatever. And, but she does point out that she did know about Miami Girl, but that she was willing to let it slide because they had just started dating.
Yeah, she said they weren't exclusive yet.
Right. And then when they did become exclusive, she was like, well, I like really care about this person, and I don't want everyone to think that he's a bad person.
Yeah.
So she was willing to, like, keep that secret because, like, and if they weren't exclusive, like, that's fair. You know? But she confirms that she is happy and satisfied in her new relationship.
Yeah. And then I guess because she was already in New York for Watch What Happens Live, and that's where this boyfriend guy lives, she also went on, like, a press tour situation. She went to the Today Show, The View, the next day after this. She did tell them that they met her in, I don't even know his, like, name. I just know his Instagram name, The Strong Y. Or Way, I don't know. Anyway, she said that they met at a wedding only 10 days after Scandal broke. And then when they all went to Coachella, her friend said, like, it was absolutely nothing serious. Like, she said, like, I'm gonna have fun at Coachella, and so that's exactly what she did. However, her friends are now telling, I don't know, tabloids, that she is falling in love, and that she did not expect it to happen this quickly, but it is. And they do look pretty damn happy, so.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about him, but, like, their pictures, they look, like, very happy, and he looks like he's, like, respecting her space and stuff. That's good. Yeah, she's, like, on a roll right now. In a relationship. She is going to be in a Lifetime movie. It's rumored that she'll be on Dancing with the Stars. Like, she is just thriving. Sandoval, obviously not.
Not so much.
Talked about last week, the band is not doing well. The restaurants are not doing well. Somebody left a 1-star review for Schwartz and Sandy's that said, the cook made my food wrong, and when I told the waiter, he told me I should have followed the cook and made sure he did it the right way. So that was hilarious. But reports are saying that Raquel and Sandoval have broken up, but Ariana said she found a love letter sent to him to the house the other day from Raquel's treatment facility / spa situation. However, it's been rumored that after shows, the few people who show up, Sandoval will go and ask for phone numbers and give out his number to girls. He's been spotted hanging out with some girls lately, so
yeah,
maybe not. And if she's in this kind of facility, would she even know about that?
Yeah.
He doesn't know they're broken up, you know?
Who knows? Yeah.
Ariana also confirmed she's no longer friends with Schwartz after his weird text to her about how he's so sorry, but not that sorry because Tom is having a hard time.
I will not kick him while he's down.
Yeah, and after he crashed Girls' Night to try to apologize. She also said on Watch What Happens Live that she, like, genuinely does not want to be friends with anyone who is associating with him, and that the one exception might be Lisa.
Yeah.
And people are, like, talking about how, like, oh, Lala and Ariana unfollowed Lisa on Instagram. They're not following her anymore. And Ariana pointed out, because they said that, and then they were all at the Vanderpump Dogs.
Yeah.
Like, charity events. Like, why would they go if they didn't want to associate with Lisa? And so Ariana pointed out they didn't follow her in the first place.
Yeah.
They didn't, like, unfollow her because of anything she did wrong.
Yeah.
Necessarily. They just weren't following her to begin with. So.
Yeah. I also think, like, especially, we're going to take it back a little, but especially in, like, Lala's situation, when her expecting people, if they would like to remain friends with her, to stop being friends with a person she's in a custody battle with, that also is facing pretty heinous accusations that you probably, like, shouldn't want to associate with anyway. Like, take out the custody battle stuff, obviously, for Ariana's situation, but it is also very normal to just, like, not, and Ariana said to Tom, like, nothing really against you, but I will not have mutual friends with this person. Yeah. Like, that is very normal. That is a very normal separation. And obviously, Tom has a business with Sandoval, but, like, no part of him in that moment was like, ooh, I want to find a way to stay friends with Ariana. He's just like, okay. Like,
yeah. And, like, Allie points out almost every episode that she has never had friends who this badly want to remain friends with their exes. And, like, I think that this is, like, one situation where, like, if she does not want to be friends with this person anymore, she does not have to be. Like, I always thought it was, like, crazy. And, like, I think it was good for them, but I always thought it was crazy that Stassi stayed friends with Jax. As much as she did. And, like, she loved Britney so much. And I think that they had a really good friendship in the end, so that's great. But, like, you cheated on her relentlessly. You got somebody pregnant. Like, if she didn't want to be friends with him anymore, she shouldn't have had to be.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, this is, like, finally a situation where, like somebody's, like, putting their foot down and being like, I will not be with this person. I will not film with this person. I will not have mutual friends with this person because, like, he wronged me so deeply.
Yeah.
That's fair. So, the 3-part reunion starts next week.
Woo!
So excited. Bravo is holding off on handing out contracts for season 11 until after the cast has seen the full reunion, because apparently there will be one-on-one interviews with Andy where they say revelations not all of them know now will be revealed. So they want them to see it and then decide if they want to be on the show for season 11. Some speculations of what those revelations might be include a group text that Joe started with Ariana, Sandoval, and Raquel. Okay. I don't think that would be what they reveal, because that doesn't seem like that big a deal, but apparently that will be brought up.
Okay.
And that it was a really weird group chat where I guess Joe was trying to get them, like, to squash their beef.
Like, after the fact?
Yeah.
Okay. Joe. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Nobody wants to hear from you, Joe.
Stop!
Raquel is pregnant is one of the possibilities. However, while I think maybe it's possible she's pregnant, I don't think that would be revealed at the reunion because he was vaping at the reunion. Yeah. And, like, so maybe that's not the big reveal. Maybe she's pregnant, but that wasn't then. Yeah. Or she didn't know then, because, like, people were like, which I think that, like, people are giving her a lot of credit. But people are like, she doesn't have to be a true monster.
Satan's baby.
She's pregnant and then get paparazzi photos of her vaping. And I was like, she is a true monster. Yeah. So, I don't know if y'all forgot. Other possibilities is that there will be a spin-off show, that Lisa knew about Raquel and Tom the whole time, and that Schwartz finally admits how long he's really known, and how he has covered for them.
Does Schwartz have a one-on-one? I did not hear that.
That's the one that people are saying, like, they really think is the, like, big reveal.
Well, he admits to knowing since August in the group setting.
Yeah, but I think that people think he'll, in a one-on-one interview, reveal
his part in it. Okay.
He did actively, like, participate in helping them cover it.
Yeah. I think it definitely has to happen in a one-on-one because, like, if
Otherwise
Raquel... Well, Sheena would have been out while Raquel was in, but they would have told Sheena anything that was said, you know?
Yeah.
This is totally random, no basis, haven't seen this anywhere, just a thought out of my own brain. What if they reveal that they had done something inappropriate while she was still with James?
Maybe. There are a lot of,
and they're like, James and Tom already fought, let's not.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation that is the case.
Okay.
And that, like, if you watch back last year's reunion, when her and James, like, break up on camera, and she returns the ring and whatever, everyone is like, oh my god, like, people are crying, and Tom just looks wildly uncomfortable. Not shocked.
Yeah.
Just uncomfortable. And a lot of people are replaying that now and posting it and saying, like, this looks like he knew.
Yeah.
That they had already broken up. And I don't know. Like, people are saying that it looks like he knew about it, that maybe he was guilty of something. And maybe that's what he was saying, like, we stopped and then we started up again. Maybe. It was...
And they're just picking the boys' night as, like, that's a safer route because that's, like, the time we started again. You know? Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I think that's definitely a possibility. But because, like, Schwartz says that he's known since August in front of everyone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So if they have to let everyone watch first and then decide, then... And the reunions will be playing into June. Although Lala already watched part 1, so I guess they're giving them to them early-ish.
Yeah, I think they get to watch them beforehand.
Yeah. But it should be probably a later start to the season.
I think
right?
So, yeah. I mean, I think they've been starting a little bit... They started a little bit later in the past, like for COVID and stuff. So
yeah.
I don't think it'll be a big deal if they have to start later.
Yeah.
But... Ariana did say that she will not be filming with Sandoval or Raquel moving forward. And some people are saying, like, does that mean that she'll be off the show? Does that mean that they'll be off the show? But I think that what most people are thinking is that it will just be filmed as separate groups.
Yeah.
Which there will be episodes filmed, or there will be parts filmed with probably Schwartz, Sandoval, and Raquel, and there will be parts filmed with everybody else.
I would hate that.
Yeah. Which, like, they've had to do before for, like, Housewives and stuff.
Yeah, and, like, Stassi wouldn't be with Jax, and she was with Patrick, but...
Yeah.
I also just, like, liked the way Ariana put it, like, this is a show about real friendships, and they're not in this friend group anymore. So, good luck to them trying to film...
Right.
With any of us, you know?
Like, I could honestly see them not offering them contracts to come back unless they're, like, in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be interesting.
Yeah.
To have them on otherwise.
Yeah.
The Uber One commercial was so cute.
It was so cute. Lala's such a good little mom to them.
She was like, all right.
Savings!
We Could Be Goat Cheese Ballin' is my favorite thing. Jax and Britney are considering returning. They said, I think on their podcast, that they have not been, like, officially asked to return. They have not, like, officially said that they want to return, but that if they were asked to return, they would think about it and just kind of see. So, maybe.
They do keep hinting at a very busy summer coming for them, and they have lots of things to announce, so.
Yeah. I wonder if they do not have Sandoval and Raquel come back, if Jax and Britney will kind of fill that space. Because I think that, like, Jax is pretty good friends with Lala and Ariana. I think.
I mean, I think because he wasn't friends with Tom, he probably wasn't friends with Ariana, but he's had a lot of nice things to say since this. But
he has, like, a group chat with, like, Lala and Gina?
The ones with kids, they all hang out.
Yes. So.
I just don't need Schwartz either, dude. Like, useless. He's useless.
He's so boring.
Get him out of here.
Yeah. But also extended cuts that they're putting on Peacock will be up the next day after the reunion. So it's not like we get through the whole reunion and then we have to wait for the extended cuts. They'll be there the next day.
Woo!
Yeah. So that's really all I have for Vanderpump as a whole. But there's also a Randall Emmett documentary coming out.
Yeah, it'll be out by the time our episode is out, but not yet. Not yet.
So Lala also went on Nightline to just talk about, like, custody battles and things like that. And she's been, like, consistently going to courthouses and working with other moms in custody battles. She's pointed out that the reason that Ocean was not on season 10 is because Randall did not want her on season 10. And she's in this custody battle, so she's trying to, like, respect his wishes, even though he sucks.
Yeah.
So, the show on Hulu is called The Randall Scandal, Love, Loathing, and Vanderpump. And the bio that they posted is so funny to me. It says, "You've heard all about #Scandival, but the most explosive scandal raging behind the scenes of Vanderpump Rules is the Randall Scandal. The Hulu documentary from ABC News Studios and LA Times Studios charts the unbelievable tale of B-movie mogul Randall Emmett, who rose to fame on the heels of his engagement to Bravo megastar Lala Kent.
Yeah!
Publicly collapses, and a bitter custody dispute ensues. Randall is caught up in a swarm of bombshell allegations and lawsuits that rock Hollywood and the Bravoverse."
Yeah, and I think, like, Lala even said about... So, like, he had this wife when he met Lala, and she has said, like, I did not think he could be, like, out cheating on me, because, like, we're like, they're in such a public relationship, you know, and, like, people would see him and know, like, that's Lala's man, like, her fiance, and I think it just goes to show that, like, when he was married before, he was not, like, a noticeable figure. He was not someone that people were going to be, like, calling his now ex-wife and being like, I just saw him out. No one fucking knew who this guy was until Lala.
Lala made that bitch famous.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Yeah, so obviously we haven't seen that yet, but I looked into just, like, some of the allegations that we know. Amber Childers, who was his wife before Lala, she's also in You, the Netflix show. So she was, you remember, like, season 1, he has that ex-girlfriend, Candace or something, with the red hair. It's her.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So she claimed in court documents in December of 2022 that Randall was being investigated by the FBI for child exploitation and pedophilia. He says that's not true, that there were no investigations, obviously. Then at the beginning of season 10...
easily proven or disproven.
Well, the FBI, they can't say.
Yeah.
They've said, like, we can't tell you. Which to me is like...
Which means yes.
Yeah. So... And then as we saw at the beginning of season 10, Lala talked about the LA Times expose that had come out about Randall running a casting couch, which just means like sexual favors from people that want parts in the show or movie or whatever.
Yeah.
And then apparently that one also claims that he was sending unsolicited messages to women about sex and drugs. What?
Is it okay, Ed Book?
Yeah. As of July 2022, which is now quite a while ago, but there were 10 active lawsuits against Randall. I can only assume that has increased since then. And then there were also reports last year, I don't know if this will be in the Randall Scandal, but that him and Lala had agreed on like a child support amount, and he just was not paying it.
Yeah.
So, which is not a surprise because apparently he doesn't actually have any money because he can't pay Jax back, he can't pay 50 Cent, so.
Randall's already begun slamming the documentary. Like, he's not seen a single bit of it, and he's like,
yeah.
It's not true. And then, like you said, like, Lala is more famous than him. So, like, you have to wonder, like, how did he get away with it? And, like, people didn't notice. And then I think, like Schwartz and Sandoval at the beginning of the season were, like, saying, like, there's no way she didn't know because, like, that's how she got her role in one of his movies. And, like, I think, like, she pointed out, like, she was, like, the way I saw it, like, that was how we met.
Right.
Like, it wasn't, like, it wasn't, like, a casting couch situation. Like, that's how I got the role.
Right.
Like, it was, like, I got the role, and that's how I met.
And then it was a love story. Yeah.
Right.
It's also disgusting the way that Tom Sandoval was like, well, they used to role play like that. Like, listen, people have, like, kinks.
Yeah.
If someone is like, we like, do whatever in the bedroom, like, never would I be like, oh, yeah, he should hit you outside of that, too. Or, like, y'all should do that. Like, they must do that elsewhere, too. Like, that's not how that works.
And, like, Lala pointed out in this season, finally, that sex with Randall was never good.
Yeah, thank you.
Like,
we been knew that, though.
Yeah, she gotta, like, figure out a way. Like, make it fun. Because she, like, loved him. Like, you want all of the aspects of your relationship to be good.
Yeah.
And, like, but are we shocked that Sandoval is using someone's, like, insecurities and sex life to make them the bad guy?
No, but it just, like, the way he was like, why would you let this man knock you up? Like, so gross. Like, this was her fiance. Like, this was her partner. So, so gross.
Also, I saw this on TikTok, and I thought it was interesting, but, like, there's been a clip circulating from Sheena's wedding episode, and the part where Lala is, or maybe like right before her wedding, but the part of one episode where Lala, Brock, and Sheena are all getting lunch together, and Sheena's asking her, like, I know you have this issue with Raquel, like, are you still going to come to the wedding stuff? And Lala was like, well, like, I think that I'll come if it's, like, a big group thing. I don't have to talk to her, whatever. And then her and Brock start talking about how he's, like, now trying to form a relationship with his older children. And she's, like, apologizing for what she said to him last summer. And in the part where she's, like, apologizing to him, she said, like, with Randall, and at the part where she says Randall, it's Katie's voice. Because
I did not notice that.
Lala can't legally discuss Randall.
Yeah.
And if you listen to it, it is, like, clearly a different voice, and it clearly sounds like Katie. But so, apparently, she can't legally discuss him, which, like, my question is, like, obviously she was discussing him.
Yeah. Well,
they just clips someone else's voice over it, but it was her mouth.
Well, I was also going to say, at the season 9 reunion, where they say that they broke up, and all throughout the beginning of season 10, when she's talking to Lisa Vanderpump and stuff, she's saying Randall Emmett creeping around on me. She's saying, like, I never knew Randall Emmett was doing these things to me. Like, now I'm in this with Randall Emmett. So, I guess maybe once he decided she couldn't talk about him anymore, like, she was like, I can't do anything about the shows where I already said stuff, but, like, from here on out, sure. Like, and then, I don't know. That's crazy, though.
Yeah.
Which Ariana, too, is now always calling Tom my ex. Which may just be for, like, her own sanity. But she's like, Rachel and my ex.
Yeah, it was cracking me up every time she was saying Rachel. So, Southern Charm has had some drama as well. When do you think was the last time you watched Southern Charm?
It's been a long time. I mean, even when I watched it, probably, like, 4 years ago,
Like pre-Leva?
Oh, I don't even know Leva.
Yeah, okay. So, you know who Austin is, though, right?
Yes, because I also watch Winter House.
Yes, okay. So, Austin slept with Shep's ex-girlfriend, Taylor, apparently.
Okay.
And just, like, once, from
okay.
what I heard, wasn't a full-blown affair. That came out literally the same week as Scandal.
So no one knew?
Yeah, no one heard about it, really. I had heard about it, but the people who did hear about it were like, I need Taylor and Austin to pump their brakes for a second.
Yeah.
One scandal at a time. But apparently that's going to be a big deal on the new season of Southern Charm that's coming out. Because, like, Shep finds out, and it's like this whole thing. The other thing, though, is that Shep needs to not care so much because he cheated on Taylor several times, including with one of the cast members of Southern Hospitality, allegedly. That
aren't they, like, young?
Yes. Well, so is Taylor, though.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying Shep hooked up with someone from... Oh, okay. But so he just likes young people.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you ever watch Relationship?
Mm-mm.
So there was a girl on Relationship. She made it pretty far. Who was, like, actually his age. She was so pretty. She, like, they got along so well. And at the last minute, like, he dumped her to go after a 23-year-old that had left the show voluntarily.
Ew.
But yeah, Taylor is, I think, in her late 20s.
Okay.
And they dated for a while, so they were together her early to mid-20s. But yeah, everyone on Southern Hospitality that works for Leva is mid-20s.
Okay. I also saw, looks like Bravo fans are having some PTSD, because I've seen, like, memes of, like, Carl and Lindsay and Danielle from Summer House, and they're like, now because of this, I'm watching to see if Carl and Danielle have matching necklaces. I'm trying to see if they're being weird over the last 7 months. Like, I can't handle it. So, everyone's watching.
I haven't gotten to that part.
No, nothing's actually happening. They're just saying, like, now I'm going to watch every show looking out for the best friend.
Yeah. I was surprised, though, now that I'm watching Summer House, because you said you didn't see seasons 1 through 3.
Right. I only started because I wanted to see Hannah Burner.
Okay. So, I don't know if you knew this, but in season 1, Carl is hooking up with one of the twins.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsay is dating Everett.
Yeah.
And so when I, like, looked them up on Instagram and I was like, Lindsay's engaged to Carl.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Sorry, guys. Spoiler.
To Everett's wedding.
Yeah.
I was like, that was shocking.
Yeah, they'll show flashbacks to the Everett thing all the time, so I feel like I know about Everett, even if I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Southern Charm, sorry.
Yes. Also with Southern Charm, Catherine was fired.
Shock.
Not racist. No. because he was like unprofessional and hard to work with. They said that like when she was supposed to be like in interviews or at a reunion, she would show up late, cause everything else to be late. She wasn't nice to the people that work for Bravo, and so she has no money.
Mm-hmm. Racism's also pretty unprofessional.
Yeah, I've told you this. When Stassi and Kristen were fired and Catherine wasn't, I was like, not that I'm saying that Stassi and Kristen shouldn't have been fired. They did something wrong. But then why was Catherine not fired?
Yeah.
Okay. But so she had no money. So she started an OnlyFans and moved in with her dad.
She's a cute girl, I guess. Whatever.
I don't know that I would want to be doing the OnlyFans at my dad's house.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Get the bad girl. Her dad's house was featured in an episode from season 3 that has now been deleted because when Catherine was giving a tour of it, she was making racist remarks the entire time.
No.
I put in my notes proving that she has been showing her cards since the jump.
Like, y'all could have been firing her the whole time.
Right. I think like the specific comments were because, like, as we've established with Southern Charm, all these people come from like plantation homes, you know, and so she was like going around giving the tour, and like season 3 is when she was like 24.
Yeah, so young.
She's like being like really flippant about everything. She's like, so this is like the slave like chambers, and like actual like slaves lived there, and like it's very like, if you're giving a historical tour, fine, whatever, but it was very like flippant.
Yeah.
And like,
is that like the first time in history Bravo has had to just delete an entire episode? Yeah. We got Ramona in like foreign countries always saying stupid shit, and they don't even delete that. So this must have been bad.
But they bad enough to delete the episode, but
not to fire her,
I guess. Yeah. So the last thing for pop culture is something I find very interesting. The Britney Spears conspiracy theories.
Yes.
That whoever is on her Instagram is a body double that is using filters or AI to look like Britney Spears, and that Britney Spears is actually missing.
Yeah.
So
they think it's Jamie Lynn, right?
That is not what I've heard. I've just heard that they think it's someone who looks like Britney.
I saw one thing that said is it Jamie Lynn? But
so in the videos that I've seen, I'm going to talk about like why people think it's not her. The videos I've seen, the person that they show looks older than Jamie Lynn in my
Okay.
But so some of the things people pointed out is that there is suddenly a big gap between her two front teeth that has never been there in her entire life.
Okay.
There's also a video that TikTokers have slowed down, and there's like, in the video, she's like doing a dance and she puts her hands over her face, and when you slow it down and her hands go like to about her nose, suddenly her eye makeup is gone and there is a nose in front of her hands.
Okay.
Like that, which like it with a filter, if it's changing the way your nose and eyes look and you cover your face,
right,
it would appear on your hand. So they're saying like that must be a Britney Spears filter that when she moved her hands came off of her face and then goes back down when her hands move. And then there's also a documentary that aired this week on Hulu about Britney's life. But basically, like, fans just think that with all of the, like, what was it called?
Conservatorship stuff?
Conservatorship, yeah. With the conservatorship that, like, Britney Spears is, like, actually missing. Something happened to her or something. And so that was, like, not really her, but, like, either AI generated videos, AI generated voice, or someone using a filter. Which, like, I don't know much about teeth. So I don't know if, like, gaps can appear later in life.
Yeah.
I feel like they probably can, but it would be, like, very specific circumstances
Rare.
that could happen. But it's a pretty big gap. And she never had any kind of gap in her teeth before. So even, like, when she was on X Factor or whatever singing show she was a judge on, she didn't have, like, a gap in her teeth then either.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, first of all, AI is terrifying.
Yeah.
So scary. But also I feel like nothing surprises me with the Britney Spears stuff. Like, I think things are, like, so much sketchier than we know, so.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think it's just really sad, like, her, everything that's happened in her life. And so, like, but also I love a celebrity conspiracy theory. Like, Taylor Swift is the daughter of the king of Satanism. Yeah, I'm sure she is.
Great.
Katy Perry is JonBenet Ramsey. Yes.
Yeah.
Put me down for that. I love, like, so I love to just believe those things.
Yeah.
It's probably not true, but, like, I do think
so fun.
I could also see, because of, like, everything that happened with the conservatorship, like, maybe she's just, like, trying to live her life, but, like, wants to have some kind of publicity thing, and, like, someone has been running her Instagram for her. But I also think that, like, like we saw with Amanda Bynes, sometimes your face just changes.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true.
When shit goes down for you.
And I think it may be possible to do some sort of, like, cosmetic gap thing nowadays. I don't. I know. I mean, I was gonna say I don't know that she, like, would, but I think maybe.
Like, that's like the extreme version of shaving her head.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the Vanderpump finale, though. I told you this, like, about podcasts. Like, I hate multiple parts. I would love for them to just release the whole thing, like a 3-hour long episode.
Yeah.
Like, I would watch it so fast.
Yeah. Like, I can't wait for the extended cuts.
Yeah.
I love this new Peacock world. I'm not gonna lie. I usually hate them trying to take my money on streaming services, but take my money. Take it.
In Peacock and Bravo, like, I love it. Like, the season of Below Deck that came out Down Under was, like, a new one. I watched the entire season on Peacock before it even came out on Bravo.
Wow.
And so then when, like, they were like, check out our new show, Below Deck Down Under, I was like, new show? And, like, I looked it up, and it was airing, like, after the whole season had been posted on Peacock, and I had watched it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, could they do that for everything?
Yeah. And there's, like, a Vanderpump Dogs Peacock original. There's, like, a bunch of random shit on there.
Yeah. I loved
Peacock, sponsor us.
Post from Vanderpump Dogs, and her caption was Lisa's old Housewives intro.
So cute.
And further proving that she didn't unfollow Lisa.
No beef.
But yeah, I think it'll be good. I just kicked my ring light.
Bye!
Next time on The Housewife Did It, Katie will tell Mary about the murder of Gannon Stauch that his stepmother was found guilty of, and how she was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.